じゃあまあ、こっちから確認だな。
Oh, I never know what I know, but hello everyone, my name is Michael SK, and welcome back to TSUKIHIME, where things are getting a little interesting. Maybe we're still in that calm before the storm type of situation here, but we have a couple of visitors, one being Miss Noelle and the other being Mario, who is that kid that we did run into a little bit ago after we were done dealing with Vlolv and we left our home. He's here. He seems to be the one with the information. I don't know what he's going to tell us, but it seems like he wants to hear from us first.
俺たちのことはどこまで聞いている？
吸血鬼退治の専門家だろ。アルクエイドは聖堂教会の代行者だと言っていた。
そうか。それだけ知ってりゃ十分だ。説明が省ける。俺は親父の代わりに派遣された新人でな。実のところ、この国の事情はまだ半分ってところだ。そこの三下は俺より早く調査していたがな。ただし独断。俺じゃなかったら、師匠だけでなくてめえも更迭されてたからな、ブータ。
He's also, this guy is really rude to Miss Noelle. It's crazy.
感謝しています。お坊ちゃん大好きです。
Mario, your subordinate is clearly mouthing off about you when you aren't looking.
俺たちの仕事は吸血鬼掃除だ。ただし標的は真相。アルクエイドじゃねえ。厄介な競争相手だが、あれと正面からやり合うほど万有じゃねえからな。で、姫様が追っている吸血鬼が何者なのか。
Mario's tone shifts ever so slightly. And this is clearly no simple question, but I can't get a read on his intentions. I've got no choice but to answer truthfully.
ロアって名前ぐらいは上司タイプの吸血鬼で、もう何年も前からこの町に潜んでいるんだろう。
それだけしか姫様は口にしなかったわけか。
It seemed like she didn't really want to talk about it, actually. Like she was
こりゃ
hesitant.
二重の意味で外れだな。遠野も知らないし、真相も知らない。それであの瞑想っぷりかよ。たく、真相に何があったんだ。精度が低いにも程がある。隕石でも落ちてきたか。
Yeah, something like that.
いや、それはきっと。
I can't bring myself to say it, but her current condition is definitely due to me killing her.
まあいい。もう一体大物が来てたって報告もあるしな。眉唾だったんで後回しにしてたが、調査対象に挙げておくか。よし、確認はこれで済みだ。ここからは本題。てめえを呼び止めた理由。てめえが殺したがってる敵の話をしてやるよ。
司祭代行、それは。
Miss Noelle is gesturing feverishly behind him. This information must be highly confidential. And it's exactly what I'm dying to know about. Yeah, me too. Aside from his name, I still don't know a thing about the vampire that we're facing.
俺は助かるけど、いいのか、そんな話をして。
よくはね、機密事項だ。だがまあ、遠野は当事者だし、異教徒はともかく、無神論者は厚く遇するのが信条でね、いずれ大事な資金源になる。
その発言は協議に戻ります。警告。
黙ってろ。肝心な部分はモザイク入れるよ。
Alright.
じゃあまあ、姫君の稀なる協力者にレクチャーといきますか。
What do we have going
ああ、
on?
遠野。敵は古いタイプの吸血鬼だと言ったな。ってことは、奴らが不完全な不老不死だってことも聞いているな。
Imperfect.
聞いている。
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that, yeah.
体が保てない。けど、逆に人間の血を吸っている分には、ずっと老いずに生きていられる。
I guess like in Arcuid's case, she's a little bit more on the perfect side because, well, she is immortal at that point and she doesn't have to actually drink blood in order to keep on living.
そうだ。けどさ、それって結局、不老不死とは言えねえよな。不老不死ってのは完全のイメージだろ。人間程度の血がなくちゃ生きていけない。 血を飲まないと体が崩れていく生き物なんざ完全には程遠い。むしろ人間以下だろう。
それは
Sounds like a bunch of BS, I want to say, but he's not wrong. No one would dispute that vampires are superior to humans, but if they can't survive without ingesting blood, how are they any different from any other organisms?
確かに。
Well, regularly, organisms die no matter what. There's a start and an end point.
どんな
No
外
matter
的
what.
要因であれ死んでしまうのなら、それは不老不死とは呼べないよな。
なんだトーノ、話が早いな。隣座るか。有能なやつは好きだぞ俺。
結構だよ。けどそれがどうしたんだよ。欠点はあれ、吸血鬼は限りなく人間の血がある限り不老不死なのは変わらない。こんな不老不死の定義がアルクエイドの敵についての話なのか。
ああ、ちょいと遠回りだがな。もうちっと我慢しろ。
Oh, it's on, trust me.
とにかく使徒と区別される吸血鬼の不老不死は不安定なものなんだよ。奴らの場合、単純に寿命が人間の数倍になったということだけだからな。
単純にって、あいつら寿命だけじゃなくて力とかも人間離れしてるだろ。
ああ、そこだ。使徒の固有能力は奴らが人間だった頃に手に入れたものをそのまま何百年と成長させたスキルに過ぎない。奴らは自身が学んだものを吸血鬼になっても学び続け、結果としてそれが原理になっただけだ。
原理。
その使徒の命題、生きる目的、死ねない呪い、真の不老不死に至る唯一の道、これを原理結界、イデアブラッドと奴らは呼んでいる。ま、一生かけても終わらない夏休みの宿題とでも思っとけ。この原理のため使徒たちはそれぞれ全く別の目的で活動する。学んでいたものが一人一人違うからな。でだ、そんな使徒たちの中に真剣に不老不死を学んでいやがるクソ野郎がいやがった。
This guy and his vocabulary.
不老不死になったのに不老不死を研究していたっていうことか。
ああ、使徒たちは吸血鬼になった時点でそれが人の身での不老不死の頂点だと自覚する。だがな、そいつはむしろ対価だと感じたらしい。こんな不完全なものはいらない。自分はもっと完全な不老不死を作り上げる。だが形がある以上滅びは必然だ。時間の圧迫、細胞の摩耗、魂の型落ちはいかなる存在にも例外はない。生命は生まれ出た時点で死を内包している。自分がここにある以上、たとえ年を取らない肉体を持ってしまっても存在の死から逃れることはできない。死から逃れるということは死ぬということだ。この絶対の矛盾はどうしても解決できない問題だ。
そうだな。死は誰にだってある。
Yes, sir.
ない奴がいるとしたら、それは
Its death would have to have neither or to never existed in the first place. Even Arcuid can be killed during the daytime. Nothing in this world could be entirely deathless.
ああ、存在の死からは逃れられない。そこでな、そいつは寿命を延ばす方法ではなく、死んだ後も自己が存在し続ける方法に目をつけた。それこそが不老不死だと開眼しやがったのさ。うちの教義にはねえが、輪廻転生ってやつだな。今の自分が死んでも自分を保存できたままで新しい人間としてやり直すことができれば、それは死を先駆けている。ま、最も消滅していない時点で死とは言えない。死の先を行くというのは言い過ぎか。
輪廻転生って、つまり今の体が終わったらまた胎児からやり直す。
そうだ。そいつは存命している間、次の自分の肉体をあらかじめ決めておき、その赤子が誕生した時点で 自分の全情報を移植する。そいつの情報はその赤子が成人ないし自己としての知性を持つまで影を潜める。そして自分を引き継ぐにふさわしい知性が育まれた段階でその赤子はそいつになっちまうのさ。
That's actually pretty wicked.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
I get the idea, but like in a way, it becomes another argument of, is that even, you know, immortality? You know, like sure, it is him, but it's also a completely different being.
それって何か？まさか赤ちゃんが母親の中にいる時に手術をするのか？
いや、医学的な手段じゃない。そいつは今の肉体が滅ぼされた瞬間にあらかじめ決めておいた体に転生する。要は複写だな。さっきは全情報と言ったが、要するに電波みたいなもんだ。この場合、電波を発信するのも受信するのも人間の脳になる。そいつの優れたところはな、魂なんていう計測不能にして肉体という器がなければ無産してしまうものを伝達可能なものとして加工したことだろうよ。
Okay, leaving aside the question as to whether that's even possible, that would mean this person is born and raised as a human, until one day they transform into a completely different person, a vampire. Wait.
マリオ。つまり
ああ、そういうことだ。俺たち聖堂教会と神祖の姫様が追っている吸血鬼。
Somebody that's been on the run in many different ways.
かつての名をミハイル・ロア・バルダムヨン。
Once called
今はアカシャの蛇とも転生無限者とも言われる使徒だ。
Serpent of Akasha and the Infinite Reincarnator. I
蛇は
love
無
it.
限や循環のシンボルだからな。脱皮して新しい体になるってのはこいつにはぴったりの俗称だ。
それがアルクエイドの敵。
A reincarnating vampire. The mere thought prickles my skin, but now I finally know what we're up against despite Arcuid's reticence. No wonder he's so
しかし
fucking hard to
ここ
find.
からが問題でね。姫様はもともと吸血鬼を殺すための装置だったんだが、ロアが現れてからは奴だけを執拗に追いかけるようになっちまった。ロアが今まで転生した回数は
What
16
the
回。
fuck? Jesus Christ, he's been around for a long ass time then.
そのことごとくを神祖は消滅させている。
ことごとく消滅させてるって。でもそいつは死んでもまた生まれてくるんだろ。
そうだ。ロアは神祖に殺され、その度に転生し、また神祖に殺される。そんな繰り返しをもうずっと続けてきた。
Is there a way to end the cycle?
その年数、実に800年。あの姫様に相手の肉体ではなく、その意味を消滅させられるような力があれば、あんなクソ野郎をのさばらせることもなかったんだがな。
Pure disdain seems to underpin every syllable. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I get the feeling that he has a thought or two about Roa that he hasn't mentioned out loud.
話はこれで終わりか。なら
待てよ、トーノ。ここまでのはサービスだ。いい知らせと悪い知らせ、どっちから聞くってやつだ。
Do I get to choose?
もちろん、ここまでのはお前にとっ
Ah,
て
fuck.
いいニュース。
We've already heard the good.
ためになっただろ。
ああ。ロアってやつの情報は感謝してる。けど
I'm not sure why, but I've got a creeping feeling that I shouldn't hear what's coming next.
あとちょっとだ。観念して聞いていけ。ロアの厄介なところは、その発見が極めて困難なことだ。
Yeah, I gathered that part.
何しろれっきとした人間の子供として生まれ、人間の両親がいるんだからな。ロアが吸血鬼として肉体と意識を変貌させるのは、ロアが満足に活動できる年になってからだ。そのため、その人間は吸血鬼としての片鱗を全く見せない。そのくせロアとして目覚めれば、今まで培った人間関係を利用して完全に社会に溶け込みやがる。 教会が異変に気がついた時はすでに手遅れ。一つの町がそのまま使徒になった後なんだとさ。
At this point, I can't even nod along as he tells his story. I'm frozen stiff. I really don't like where this is going.
どうしたトーノ？顔青いぞ。
いや、おかしいだろそれ。よくわからないけど、その話はおかしい。生まれた時は人間なんだろ。ならいくら前世の人格とやらが目覚めても体は人間のままなんじゃないか。
残念ながらノー。転生するのは人格ではなく魂だからな。一度神祖に血を吸われた人間はその肉体のみならず魂まで汚染される。ロアは魂という情報すべてを次の自分に引き継がせる。たとえ人間であろうとロアが目覚めた時点で肉体も吸血鬼に変貌する。だがトーノの言う通り、それではちょいとばかり弱い。転生先の肉体が平凡なものならその代のロアは無能な吸血鬼になっちまうからな。だからロアは生きているうちに転生先を決定しておく。
You know, guys, I'm starting to get a little bit of a bad feeling here.
転生先に選ばれる条件は2つ。1つは富豪であること。社会的地位も高く、財産も豊かな家の子供として生まれれば、町すべてを吸血鬼化させるのに便利だからな。そしてもう1つ。これが肝なんだが、
Yeah.
人間の中にも特別な力を持つ輩がいる。
I don't think we're gonna get like a crazy, flip on our heads here of like Shiki being the actual vampire. I'm pretty sure this Roa guy is already out and about as somebody else, but for, a regular person to be the ticking time bomb of Roa's next, I guess body to inhabit before he, reemerges through that individual and makes them a vampire and therefore his new self. I don't think that's the case for Shiki, but you gotta really consider his situation. He definitely is in a family of power, and he's definitely got some strange shit going on, and has had some strange shit going on in his life, and has a very, very special power.
魔術のような学んで習得する神秘ではなく、生まれついてその肉体が持ってしまう得意能力。一般に超能力者、鬼ごと差別されるもの。得意能力ってのは肉体的なものだからな。家系、血筋で遺伝する。ロアは自分の新しい肉体にそういった人間ではないものの家系を選ぶって話した。
Oh, that's the Tohno bloodline right there. We got a little bit of a sniff of that one there.
富と名声があり、その裏で人間以上の力を持つ家系。
Yes, we get it.
それが転生先に選ばれる条件ってわけなんだが。
Yeah.
理解してくれたか？トーノ、シキ君。
Dizziness overtakes me. The corners of Mario's lips curl into a sneer. Noelle's gaze is ice cold. There's only one family in this city that meets those conditions. I hear a hollow, dry noise. It's coming from me.
何言ってるんだお前。俺かアキハ、どちらかが吸血鬼だっていうのか。
Maybe not necessarily. I don't think so. What was the cause of death for their dad? Couldn't he maybe be who we're thinking of? Or has he already been like, buried in the ground and cremated and all that,
いえ、今回の転生先は男子です。それは証言が取れています。権代のロアは遠野家の長男に間違いはありません。
Oh, well, fuck my little prediction there, but so they think that Roa is indeed Shiki. But wouldn't Roa already be out and about? What do we make of all the, calamity, all this calamity going on now? Or is this just like a regular deal here in this city? I don't understand a word that she's saying. Actually, wait a minute, yeah. There's still killings going on in this city. as if there already is a vampire out and about. Either people have been dying to just, zombies and whatever else, or there is a vampire, a, dead apostle running about. Roa, our guy. I don't understand a word she's saying. Doesn't that mean that Arcuid's enemy is actually... There's no way, it can't be. Even if it is true, then why hasn't she killed me yet?
そりゃロアの意識が出るまでそいつは人間だからだよ。だがまあどうにも風向きが違うな。そこの三下の報告は間違いだ。お前はロアの転生先じゃない。赤社の蛇は別の人間だ。
はい？
Wait a minute. After all that build-up, it isn't even me?
はあ？私たちの報告書ちゃんと読んでるのかこの砂利ガキ。調査に何日かけたと思ってるのよ。もう 100% 間違いなく銅の式がロアなのに。
100% だ。なら前提が間違えてんだよこのお布施泥棒が。俺は悪名高き人間使いラウレンティス騎卿の秘蔵っ子だぞ。何のために事情聴取したと思ってんだ。10分も話せば人となりもその心理も読み取れる。こいつはまあまっとうにイカれてるが同じくらいまっとうな人間だ。
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I guess we'll take the W on this one, huh, gang?
吸血鬼の魂がプリントされた人間にこんな情けねえ反応はできねえよ。
Our conversation was just a ruse for him to determine whether or not I was Roa's host. I mean, I'm glad to be cleared of suspicion, but that just leaves me with more questions about this kid.
つまりどういう。
俺たちにてめえをどうにかする権利はねえってことだ。けどまあ全くの無駄話でもない。ロアはお前の関係者であることは動かねえしな。
The boy shrugs his shoulders and gets up from the bench. It appears he has zero interest in what happens to me after this.
ああ、どうしたさっさと行け。人の恋路の邪魔をして悪かったな。あの吸血鬼を追うんだろう。今のシンスは血に飢えた破壊衝動の塊だが、理性ぐらいは残っている。自殺なんざおすすめできねえが、ま、止めるのも野暮だしな。
重ねて本気ですか死体代行。みすみす吸血鬼の餌食を増やすなって。仮に彼がロアではないのならそれこそ保護すべきでしょう。あなたもあなたよ。さっき噛まれかけたくせにまだあの怪物の本性がわからないの？
Oh. Noelle makes no attempt to hide her hostility as she blocks my path. I'm sure she must have her reasons to be so cold towards vampires. But her reasons aren't mine. She's not the only one with beliefs that she refuses to compromise on. I really need to go after Arcuid.
そっちこそいい加減にしてくれ。さっきのはただの冗談だったんだ。あいつは血を吸わない。
人を殺していないから善人ですって。笑わせないで。吸血鬼は人間にとってなんであれ悪なのよ。いえ、人間でありたいと思うならあの枠組み自体を悪と区別しなくちゃいけない。それができない人間に人としての権利はないわ。人でないのなら私の排除対象です。よく考えて答えなさい。あなたはこれからどこに向かうの？
She urges me to pick between life or death. If I declare that I'm chasing after Arcuid, she'll swing for my head with all her might. I mean, we can just lie to her, right? Is that not a possibility? Alright, well, we're not just gonna go run away because we're just gonna get killed. So we'll ready the old trusty knife.
やめとけノエル。無駄な体力使うな。だいたいお前の技量じゃそのガキは殺せねえぞ。返り討ちに遭うのがオチだ。
はあ？なんで？
なんでって、そろそろピアノの影響が出る頃だからだよ。
Hey yo.
お前ね、あの姫様と打ち合ったんだぞ。1ヶ月は手足に力が入らねえから、まだ動けるうちに教会に帰っとけ。
He really was giving her the assist. Miss Noelle no longer blocks my path. Instead, she writhes on the ground.
あとはそっちの問題だ。ノエルの発言は気にすることはねえが。まあ、帰れるうちに帰っておくのが人間らしい知恵ってやつだ。何もかもなかったことにできるのは、これが最後のチャンスかもな。
I don't think we can just pretend, honestly. Like, Shiki really just cares, you know, that much at this point. There's just no way. He never gets an answer. There's no more time to waste. In search of Arcuate, I bolt out into the night. So a little off topic, and I try to, you know, edit these out. And hopefully I remember to here. Sometimes I forget. But there's this, like, teeny tiny crackle that'll pop up. I think it's typically in the right ear. And, it always comes from my capture card. I need to look into that. Why there's, like, just a teeny tiny rare crackle that'll pop up. Like, it'll pop up maybe once every few recording sessions, and then I have to go out or go into the audio and just, like, remove that teeny tiny clip of audio. So maybe you guys have never heard it, but it did just happen there. Hopefully I remember to grab it here. I make a mental note. I should really, like, keybind something to leave a marker on the video, but not sure why it does that. And if I ever do forget, you know, I don't know. It's not the worst thing, but it is like a peaking, teeny tiny little crackle that is kind of annoying to hear over and over again, which for me trying to narrow down where it is in the footage does kind of suck, and it's a little grating. I sprint through the city in a reckless search, but there's no sign of her. Without any leads, this town is way too big to find a single person on short notice. The only choice here is to narrow down my options. Arcuate stands out, so I should be able to spot her from a distance as long as we're in the same area. I've got to predict where she might go and take my chances. If Arcuate is anywhere, it's her apartment, the back alleys of the shopping district, or back at the school. That's actually, that last one here might be kind of interesting. I don't think it's this, but I'm going to take a chance, you know? I really don't think it's that. But let's see, you know? After thinking on everything that's happened this evening, I decide to head for the school. Arcuate was acting pretty strangely when we were here. As far as today's events are concerned, it's not so crazy to think that she might have come back. There's nobody around at night. If she's looking for solitude, she could do far worse. The courtyard is devoid of sound, let alone any sign of human company. Not a single light is on inside. This place is more cemetery than school. Somehow I simply know that something is inside. A strange scent reaches me on the wind, brushing against my skin and sending a chill down my spine. Why are we referring to ourselves like this? Or talking to ourselves? This isn't the time to hesitate. I slip inside using the same window I broke earlier. Well, at least we don't have to break more windows to get inside. Or kill any doors. There's no one on the first floor. Oh? An anxious tingling scratches the back of my neck. What do we got going on in here? I make my way to the second floor. Watch us die. There's no one. There's no one. There's no one. And yet I feel it. A slimy sensation against my back. Something cold yet smooth like the belly of a snake. I spin around. But of course, the hallway is Oh. Who the fuck was that? A squelching noise. The next moment, oh, we're dead. An incision is made in my chest. A river of blood flows as my old wound opens. Without warning, a knife was thrust through my back. I'm like a vampire impaled by a snake. A stake, not a snake. My body slumps to the ground. I don't know what's going on, but in my last moments as my consciousness fades, my mind transports to a different place. And I look upon a scene from a summer long, long ago. Okay, so, sure, we're dying here, that is for certain. However, there is something to take away here. This school has something going on with it. I think that's where our Roa fella is. I don't know why, but it seems like he's here. I think this is our third bad ending. We're not doing so terrible here with all the bad endings, but it could pick up here as we reach the end. As we really haven't seen a whole lot of these scenes here. Oh boy.
そろそろ突発死にも慣れてきた頃でしょうか。
I'm actually not really.
最善を尽くした
We just haven't gone through them a
あえな
lot.
く死亡した遠野くんのための救済コーナー。教えて、シエル先生。今回も張り切って開始です。
と言ってもこれよくある死亡3択じゃん。1個前の選択肢に戻ってやり直すだけじゃん。救済コーナーっていうのは死ぬ前に助けてあげるもんじゃん。今さら気づいちゃったんだけど、これメガネがどうやって即死するのかを見て私らが寸評するだけのコーナーでは。
そうですけど、それが何か？だいたい痛くなくては覚えませんよね。
スパルタ通り越したド S だった。
さて、今回の原因は夜の学校に遠野くん一人で入ってしまったことですね。
Okay, well, we didn't fully know that this was a dangerous location. We just knew it was like a key location.
頼れる先輩がいるでもなし、今のアルクエイドが無人の場所に行くはずもなし。
I guess, Shield would be our marvelous upperclassman, right?
一つ前の選択肢に戻ってもっと血生臭い場所を選ぶと良いでしょう。
A little more bloody?
今のって言った？シエル、あの完璧なヒロインが可愛いした理由知ってんの？スタミナ溢れそうだから慌てて家に帰ったとかじゃなく？
そう、私には何とも。まあ、自分が吸血鬼であることを自覚したんじゃないですか？今更ですけど。ほら、死者たちのガレージで暴れていた時から我慢できなくなっていたようですし。
マジかよ、そんな前から可愛いだったとか、もうシエルに勝ち目なくない？大丈夫？インド帰る？
インドは地元でも何でもありません。それより自分のルートだからってあまり調子に乗らないことですね。即死するのは即死が似合うキュートな遠野くんだけではありません。
今似合うって言った？
物語が続く以上、誰であれ退場する可能性はあります。アルクエイドも例外ではありませんよ。
ここから負ける可能性とかあるわけないじゃん。
Hey, you never know.
あとはこのまま感動のエンディングでしょ。こんなん生まれたばかりのミケでも上がるし。
ほほ。では、もしそうならない場合があるとしたら。
にゃにゃにゃ。煮干し。いや、次のルートのヒロインの座をかけてもいいぜ。
I think you have to no matter what.
ちょっと待って、今なんか嫌な音しなかった？
Nope, not at all.
現地も取りましたし、今回はこの辺で。以上、さよなら、猫歩く先生のコーナーでした。
Hey, what?
おい、やめろ。
I don't think that's what this scenario is called. Okay, well, I guess we have that. So, that doesn't really narrow things down either, because it really could be her apartment. I don't know if it would be just the back alley. I feel like that would be yet another location where we could just die. But I did want to check the ending list. Okay, so we have Bad Ending 2, which was brought on pretty early on. We, died to the exploding demon dogs or whatever it was back in that hotel. We had such a streak. And then Bad Ending 8 because of my curiosity. Bad Ending 10 just because I wanted to go to the school at night. But there's really not that many other bad endings to acquire here because there's supposed to be half that are supposed to go to the next route as well. Right? Right? I don't know. That or the rest of these are dedicated to this route, and it's about to get a lot harder here. Okay, what I can do, I think I can actually... Can I use the flowchart to jump back in, or... I can't remember. I know that it's different than Fate. Let's see. I'm gonna have to scroll all the way back down. I don't think we can use this to get back in here. But I do want to see kind of like where we're currently sitting here. Also out of curiosity or whatever. Okay, so... Can I jump here? Or am I not able to? I don't remember. If you can just jump back in here. That would really save me some time. It doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, so I have to reload regardless. That's fine. No worries there. Actually, what does continue? What do we get out of the continue? Where does that bring me? Oh, god damn. It's just gonna bring me here anyways. Shit. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, we'll fast forward here. It does suck that it doesn't have, like, do you want to go back to your previous choice option that, pops up, like in Fate? Because that is really clutch. It's not perfect because, I guess, especially as you continue on a little bit more, there's situations where, a choice from quite a bit ago can impact a choice later on, and I think, that's actually the same here. We'll do the same choice here. I'm not going to change anything up on that one. But yeah, let's go to her apartment. I should check her apartment. She might have given up on the hunt after this disaster of a night and just gone home to rest. Yeah, like I said, the reason why I picked the school, it's completely, it's solitude. But, yeah, she probably just really wants to be alone. I ring her bell. There's no response no matter how long I wait or how many times I ring. I don't sense anything moving behind the door. She hasn't come home. That or she's refusing to come out. There's a moment of hesitation, but I erase it with a deep breath and take out my knife. We're killing that door. Time to kill the lock. I'll apologize to Arcuid later. But before I make my cut, I try putting a hand on the doorknob. It just opens on up. The door wasn't even locked. It opens easily with a click. She isn't here, is she? There's no response. The bed is made up neatly. She did say that she waited in the park all night, after which she came straight to the mansion to ambush me in the morning. Which means that she probably hasn't been back here in over a day. I strike the wall and then sprint out of the room as fast as I can. There's a point in scolding myself for my stupidity. Or there's no point, I don't know. It's hard to say, there's no word there. If I have the time to vent my anger at the wall, I should put it to use searching for her instead. Was she actually just in a back alley somewhere? Are we gonna be like too late and now she's gonna be dead? I make it to the area around the station. Narrowing my eyes, I peer out at the blinding artificial lights and the bustling crowds. All I've got to track her down is a hunch and my own 2 feet. My chances are staggeringly bad, but they aren't zero. I'll follow these lines to track her down. Arcuid doesn't possess the same abundance of death that other life forms do. In a world overflowing with death, she's the only respite from these repulsive lines. If I look out across the crowd, she should stand out as a singular, unblemished beacon. It's not the most refined plan, but it's the best I have right now. Better than nothing, honestly. Oh shit. Pain bursts behind my eyes. We good? I do my best to view everything in that detached general way without focusing on any one line too much. Arcuid told me this pain is caused by the burden that seeing death puts on the brain. My glasses can't stay off for too long.
やっぱり大通りにはいないな。
Everyone downtown has perfectly ordinary lines. There's not a single soul around that looks like the ones that we hunted down before, with masses of graffiti crisscrossing their bodies. I rub my temples to soothe the throbbing beneath the skin. My headache will only intensify if I keep my glasses off, but I have to hold out a little longer on the off chance that she's somewhere on the main streets. It's fine. It'll be easier from here on out. Once I get to the alleys, there'll be fewer people and way fewer lines. I need to hurry for those darkened back streets. In a place where even the moonlight can't reach, it should be easy to spot her bright pale form. I feel like we might already be too late. If we're heading in, like, the same direction that we could have gone, initially. The exhaustion of running, combined with my throbbing headache, makes me want to hurl. When I wipe the sweat from my forehead, I notice how feverish I am. I can feel my temperature even with my own hand. I don't remember ever feeling this hot, not even when I had a near 40-degree fever.
でもここで
It's the only place I haven't checked yet. At the end of this road lies the alley where we had our first conversation. If she's not here, I'll have to admit my gut was off. Come on, be here. And alive. A wave of cold hits me the moment I step into the alley. The chill that crawls down my spine is icy enough to cool my fever. I see something strange in the distance, sparks popping and crackling within the darkness. Or to be more precise, lines of death, thick globs of them thrumming and churning before they vanish into nothingness.
まさか
The intermingled lines of death belong to zombies. The fact that they're disappearing can only mean one thing.
あんな体で一人で戦ってるのか
We better hurry. Against my better judgment, I press on through the pain and exhaustion, all but forgetting the foreboding chill that hangs thick in the air. Pushing against the rusted iron door, I slip into the dark passage. I'm in the alley entrance. The buildings press in on both sides. I wade through the lines as if traversing a muddied river. At least 100 lines were cut here tonight. But that doesn't make sense. I know this place, dead or alive. There's no space for 100 zombies to fit here. That means the grisly scene before me can only be a single body dismembered into dozens of little pieces. Oh, shit. It doesn't matter. I refuse to think about it. But what I can't bear is that with every step I take, the creaking and gnawing of bone rattles my ears. Instinct strokes my brainstem with saw-like teeth, whispering, "Stop, don't go, turn back. That which awaits you at the end is not for your eyes to behold," it says. We're not gonna like what we see here. I know that already, but I won't go back. I won't abandon Arcuid. If I leave her now, I've got an awful, haunting feeling that she will die. It's a premonition I can't shake, so despite my better judgment, I press further in. I'm here. There's no trace of zombie flesh. What was that? My mind runs cold. My vision is consumed. An ocean of red liquid waste covers every surface. The remnants of zombies, now faceless arms crushed to pulp, insides completely mangled, violated totally and needlessly. That's her. The thick stench of blood mingles with the cold, still air, robbing me of my voice. Everything is red. The walls, the ground, perhaps even the moon's glow have taken on a crimson hue. Hello, Arcuid. A dull squelching noise echoes through the alley. A creature, maybe the last of many, covered in thick, heavy lines, dies at her hands. She crushes it without effort or mercy, with a single hand like an ant. The zombie's head is grabbed by unseen hands and lifted into the air, where it dangles for a moment before an enormous pressure caves it inward, splattering the walls with blood and brains.
アルクエイド
I gaze upon this world where even the moonlight is crimson. At its center stands Arcuid. She hasn't noticed me. She's just staring at the moon, entranced, her breathing heavy and wild. I can't call for her. The creaking sensation in my spine reaches its climax. It's as if the saw finally cut through the bone. My consciousness is screaming. I can't stay here. I don't want to die, it wails. Oh shit. Oh no. But it's too late. In this world of red and white, I am an intruder. The woman in white turns. Like a one-eyed demon, she shifts her terrible glare my way. That golden eye is blinding. Our eyes didn't meet, but I looked into hers all the same. That alone was enough to make the blood rush to my head. Enough to erase all reason, all sense of self. Are we indeed too late here? The first thing I feel is pure survival instinct. You can't be here. You can't look at that. Don't make your presence known. Don't let them see you. You can't talk to them. You can't coexist. It's impossible. You can't fight it. You can't escape. You can't even pray. No matter what you do, you can no longer be saved. This creature is on a different level. Though the concept of levels is meaningless here, the difference between us is so vast we may as well be on different planes of existence. It is more than me. It eclipses my being, which is why every one of my blood vessels dilates at once. It starts with fear. A bloodlust akin to rapture follows soon after. Like lightning flashing across a clear sky, the clearest conclusion in the history of mankind. My cells rejoice at a revelation on par with that of the most enlightened saints. It's simple. This thing shouldn't be allowed to exist. We have no need for it. So we must kill it. Kill it quickly. Kill it here. Kill it now. Be swept away by the pulsing river in your veins and expel that thing. My heart leaps. I know I couldn't win, yet every part of me rumbles and moans, urging me to kill her. This is all backwards. If I don't want to die, I should kill? Even though I'll be killed, I should kill? Is my head crammed with nothing but thoughts of murder? It's no use. My ego is gone. That eye. I shouldn't look into that golden eye. There's nothing I can do. There's no way to escape her. My blood declares these thumps boiling with every beat. It surges in a way I can hardly resist. But there's something else, something desperate to crush the desiccated husk of my rationality. Why do I want to kill? Is it because I don't want to die? So I need to kill before I'm killed? What a stupid thought. I'm going to die laughing at this rate. You don't need a reason. Be honest with yourself, Shiki Tohno. Don't you remember what you did to that woman once upon a time? No, your rationality is what needs to shut up. It's really that simple, isn't it? I want her. I want Arcuid. I've craved her from the moment I saw her, so badly it made me want to puke. That is true. I want all of her. Her body and mind. Her tears and her saliva. Her blood, her flesh, her desire, her frustration. My breathing is abnormal. I'm losing consciousness. The golden pupil flickers. Looking at her, I think that no matter how much I kill her, it'll never be enough.
Shiki.
Her eyes are red again, but it's already too late. We're past the point of no return. A stifled cry enters my ears. Like I care, I grip my knife tighter and push the woman to the ground. It's easy. All strength has left her body. Straddling her, I wrap one hand around her throat. I raise the other high in the air, knife poised. There's just one thing left. Striking a single blow into the space between her breasts.
落ち着いて、シキ。その目はもう使っちゃダメ。
I hear the woman's voice. The pulsing beat in my head boils. Shut up. My fingers tighten their grip around her neck. She throws her head back in pain. I struggle to believe it. She's normally brimming with strength, yet she can't even rid herself of my grip.
シキ。
Still struggling for air, she gasps my name. My heart pounds, impelled by the excitement in my blood. Each breath is wilder than the last. My vision is distorted. Every part of me feels like it's turned to lava. It's hot, so hot I want to release, or I want release. My body moves. Slowly, purposefully, I remove myself from her stomach, sliding downward. Spreading her legs, I sink my hips into the space between. Hey, yo? Her eyes shimmer with anxiety. That gaze only makes my brain boil at a higher pitch. My vision is bloodshot. I feel like I might faint. Every cell in my body cheers with elation. This is what we were born for. If I don't... Whatever that says this woman right now, I'll go insane. I love it where it's like up to interpretation, right? Or it's just something that he cannot truly say in his mind. Her vermilion tingled cheeks, her neck so very soft. Nothing could surpass the form of the woman beneath me. I can feel her every motion. Her eyes, brilliant pools of gold that seem to suck in my soul. My arm leaves her neck. Its fingers trace her chest. They feel the softness of her body, of her legs. When my fingertips meet the pale skin of her abdomen, I notice the warmth that lies beneath her flesh.
違うよ。こんなのシキじゃない。
Her voice trembles with heat. Her red eyes plead to me. With that, the last of my thoughts become unhinged. There's a soft gasp, a cry as if to stifle her shame. With both hands, she desperately tries to push me off, but I grab her wrists, pinning them to the ground so they can't move. If only I had nails to hammer them down with. With her hands like this, she looks like she belongs on a crucifix. Her eyes are filled with contempt or regret towards the man holding her down. The sight is intoxicating. She's even more alluring than she was before. I can't use both my arms. The second I let go, she'd no doubt sever my neck. The tension elicits a grin from me. I must be more beast than man. My urge to violate her is surpassed by my desire to kill us, or to see us kill each other.
やめないと後悔する。
Once more, my hand seizes her pretty pale throat. It's so pale, so pale. Only my mouth retains the freedom to move. I set my teeth to her chest.
シキ、落ち着いて。
Her body, still resisting, convulses under his touch. He sighs. His breath traces her stomach. The tickle of warm air is enough to make her squirm. He moves aside her clothing and brings his tongue to her sensitive snow-white abdomen. Suddenly, he recalls a hunger. That's right. His stomach is empty. He's always been hungry. Saliva falls as he drools with a never-sated appetite.
シキ、
The woman pushes against him, but she is no match for the hunger. What are you waiting for? It was the same before. Back then, you were the main dish, but this time you get to dine. For all our differences, we are identical at our core. Her drinking your blood at the park, this stupid impulse, the burgers you had for lunch, it's all the same. We eat because we must. We eat because it's fun. We eat because we want to. We devour each other out of love. That's all this is. For us animals, that's all it needs to be. The resistance, or this resistance, was inevitable. Her plump breasts jiggle below me. That trembling, mouth-watering canvas, the mark of a healthy woman. I sink my teeth into one of her breasts. She raises her voice. Her back arches with surprise. I don't pay it any mind. I gnaw until it feels like I might rip through, stopping short so I can run my tongue across and savor her taste. Her body heats up. I no longer feel a trace of the cold that hung so thick in the air. She struggles to muffle her cries, perhaps embarrassed by the sound. Yeah, there's no going back if we start eating her or whatever it is that's going on here. There's pity in her voice. My mind blurs. I've already abandoned all sanity and thought, but now it feels like my sense of self is getting more and more clouded. Her voice trembles with despair, but I don't hear it. I don't understand it. My knife rises higher, higher into the air. My vision is drowned by a bloody haze. The more conscious I grow of my urge to kill, the harder it becomes to stop myself from moving. A mournful voice. Her eyes are wet with tears. Oh, that's just not true. My head hurts. My instincts scream to keep going. My heart insists that if I stop now, I'm dead. That somewhere down the line, she'll gut me in my sleep. But she's crying. This woman who always smiles so brightly, so confidently, is crying. I can't believe it. I can't allow it. If it were me, I would never make you cry. My head hurts. It's screaming at me to run. The conflicting impulses mesh together. One last time I ask myself what I want to do. I simply want her or can't despise her. So wait, we can actually just straight up kill her? What? Come on now, game. We can't do that. We can't despise, but if... This is kind of a tough one. It could be a bit of a, Hold on. No, wrong button. I need to save it in this other slot here. Okay. Because by saying that we want her, in this context, would be to kill her. Eat her, drink her blood, whatever it is that's going to go down here. Saying we can't despise her. That would, like, get us to back the fuck up, but, you know, we got to be careful here. You know what? I'm going to go with choice number 2 because it at least seems like we're not going to fucking kill her. I can't do it. I can't make her cry again. Last time my headache made me feel this way, I killed her. So no, not again. Okay, I think this was the right choice. Even if it burns my brain to cinders, I won't defile Arcuid. Ah, there we go. I pull away from Arcuid. The headache dissipates and my heartbeat returns to normal. The clouds of violence clear from my mind, granting me full realization of what I was doing. I can hardly believe myself, but the memory is all too clear. I pushed Arcuid against the ground. I tightened my hand around her neck and I was on the verge of running my knife through her body. And I had sought out her flesh like a beast. What do I say to this? Arcuid readjusts her clothes as she gets back to her feet. How can I even start apologizing? Sorry isn't gonna cut it. I did something deplorable, evil.
気にしないで。謝らなくちゃいけないのは。
No, she's wrong. This was my fault. Who gives a shit about chronic anemia or never-ending dizziness? Neither of them matter. None of this would have happened if I weren't so fucked up.
シキは私の魔眼を見てしまった。抑えることなんてできるはずがない。
Oh, is that what
吸
happened?
血鬼の目は魅了の魔眼だと言ったでしょ。見た人間の気持ちに関係なく、自分の虜にする呪い。だから気にしないで。シキが私に性的欲求を感じたのもその一環。直視の魔眼があっても、あなたは所詮人間だから。
Which, you know, I guess is a good thing. Arcuid coolly clears me of all my responsibility. But I can't accept that. It's true that I went crazy the second I saw those golden eyes. That was nothing more than the trigger that set me off, though. It doesn't change the fact that in that moment I truly from the bottom of my heart wanted to...
身勝手な勘違いはしないで。私、さっきは正気じゃなかったの。どうしようもなく乾いてて、自分じゃ解決できなかった。だから死者たちを見つけて発散した。あなたはそれに巻き込まれただけ。あなたの心とは関係なく、あなたの体を操ってしまった。公園でのことだって。あと少しで私は死期を台無しにするところだった。
Yeah, I would have been down for that, you know. Pain's silence overtakes her as she bites her lips. Though she doesn't speak a single word, I hear her apology clearly. Just seeing her so repentant is making my heart ache. It didn't feel like I was being controlled. If anything, it felt like my true desires had been unleashed, like my mind was just following their lead. Maybe that has something to do with, you know, how fucked up the Tohno family is.
謝らないで。シキ、これは事故よ。私も忘れるから、あなたも忘れて。そうした方が、お互いのためになるわ。
Arcuid whispers these words before quietly walking away. Her name catches in my throat, and though I want to reach out my hand to stop her, it refuses to move.
怖い思いをさせて、ごめんなさい。さよならシキ。私たち、もう会わない方がいいよね。
And like that, she disappears from the dark alleyway. The last thing I saw was her forced smile, and then she turned and leaped, like a rabbit on the moon.
なんで
Even if I gave chase, I would have never caught up. It's not like I'd have a way to stop her even if I did.
なんでお前が謝るんだよ。
Self-hatred and remorse gouge at my heart until there's nothing left. In the alley, the stage for this unspeakable tragedy, I gaze up at the white moon as if to repent. I'm not really sure what to take from all this. This is very reminiscent of what we saw back in the beginning. You know, I really don't know how to feel about all that. But we're on to the next blood red moon. Whatever that means, right? Day 11. How many days are there? I mean, we're approaching whatever climax according to Miss Shield, right? So, I don't know. Hard to say. Really hard to say. But yeah, we'll wrap it up on that note. Thank you all for tuning into this wild one. We really tackled a little bit of everything. We learned a little bit more about our vampire, the fact that we could have been that vampire, and I don't know what happened here at the end, but we definitely saw that other side of Shiki yet again, who definitely could have been, you know, something on the outside way back in the past. You know, it's hard to say. There's just so much about him that we still don't know. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.